Come with me to pastry school in New York City. This is day 35 and it's part 2 of croissants. It is such a fun day. Chef started with a demo with his dough, showing us how to measure and cut every single piece of this dough so that we can shape our croissants and our danishes. Then he showed us a ton of different danish shapes. I honestly had no idea that there were so many. There was the pinwheel shape and the bear claw and the diamond, and it was really hard to keep track of all of these, but they all looked absolutely adorable. Then Chef showed us how to make croissants, which he is so good at. It's a lot harder than it looks to shape these perfectly. We watched him do it a few times and then we got going on our dough. You have to work really quickly during this because the dough gets warm and then it's too soft to work with. I cut out all of my croissant triangles and then rolled them all up. As I said, this is a lot harder than it might seem, so I was unrolling and re-rolling some of them, but overall I was really happy with how all of mine turned out. Once all my croissants were ready, I put them into proof and moved on to my danishes. So here I was preparing the pinwheel shape, and I honestly don't even know the names of all these other shapes, but I did a few of my danishes. I also had some scraps that I turned into one more croissant. We put all of those into proof and then moved on to our brioche dough from a few days ago. We scaled and shaped these into a variety of different little brioche shapes. It honestly was a little bit funkier than it looks to make some of these shapes, but it was a lot of fun. And with some of the other brioche dough, Chef prepared a babka. We were running out of time in this class. There was so much to do, so Chef really took it upon himself to do the entire babka process. We put all the different brioche creations into proof, and at this point our croissants and our danishes were ready for their egg wash. We also added some filling to the danishes and those were ready to go into the oven. I brought mine out and my croissants and danishes were looking really cute. I was super happy with how these had turned out so far. I added all of my egg wash and then added some filling to my danishes and put those into bake. They were looking so beautiful and golden brown and so flaky when they came out. I was so excited to see these. Then I put my croissants in and I was incredibly nervous about how these were gonna go, but they looked absolutely beautiful. Once my danishes and croissants had cooled down, I packed them all up. Everything from this class looked and smelled absolutely delicious. It was such an incredible day.